ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో NBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
Welcome to MVR College of Engineering and Technology. Okay, one of the suggestion from me as a faculty, HOD from Department of Computer Science Engineering, not only CSE, all the department students. Okay, make videos of duration at least 5 minutes. Okay, what videos we will make? ఏ వీడియోస్ తయారు చేయాలి? ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ అయినా తయారు చేయొచ్చు. మీకు నచ్చిన సి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అయితే సి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ లేదన్న ఒక డెఫినేషన్ తీసుకుంటే ఒక డెఫినేషన్, నాట్ మోర్ దాన్ 30 minutes 40 minutes లైక్ ఏ లెక్చరర్, జస్ట్ 5 minutes వీడియో ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ విష్. ఓకే, మేక్ ఏ వీడియో ఆఫ్ 5 minutes. మీరు కనుక 5 minutes వీడియో తయారు చేయలేకపోతున్నాను అంటే కనుక 3 reasons ఉంటాయి. ఏంటి? ఫస్ట్ రీజన్ ఏంటంటే మీరు చాలా బిజీగా ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, చాలా బిజీ, మీకు వీడియోస్ చేసే టైం కూడా లేదు. ఓకే, పద్దాక ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసులు 24 hours ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ వింటూ ఉన్నారు, ఇంకో వర్క్ చూస్తూ ఉన్నారు, ఇంకోటి చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, చాలా బిజీ. ఎంత బిజీగా ఉన్నా సరే రేపు ఇంటర్వ్యూకి మీకు కనుక ఇప్పటి నుంచి కనుక ఇది అలవాటు చేసుకుంటే, ఓకే, చిన్న వీడియోస్ చేసి యూట్యూబ్లో మీ ఛానల్లో పోస్ట్ చేయడం అలవాటు చేస్తే కనుక రేపు మీరు కనుక ఇంటర్వ్యూకి వెళ్తే కనుక మీకంటే ముందు మీరు చేసిన వీడియోసే ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడతాయి. ఓకే, they will recognize he is a person so and so doing this work like that. They will recognize these videos. Okay, first, okay, your identity will be increased whenever if you will go outside means others will see means they will easily identify you. Just your recognition will be more if you prepare. This is not a part of your job, this is a part of your life. Okay, making this one as part of your life. Second one, ఓకే, నాకు చేయాలని ఉంది, వీడియో చేయాలనే ఉంది. ఓకే, నాకు దగ్గర టాపిక్ ఉంది, మంచి కాంటెంట్ ఉంది, కానీ నేను చేయటానికి రీసోర్సెస్ లేవు. ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ టు ప్రిపేర్. సెకండ్ రీజన్, నాకు ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలో తెలియదు. పుట్టిన ప్రతి బేబీకి ఫస్ట్లోనే వీడియో ఎలా తయారు చేయాలనే రాదు. జస్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ లెర్నబుల్ స్కిల్. జస్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ లెర్న్ 2 or 3 days, you can easily know what softwares you are using. In YouTube also how to make videos means number of channels is there. Okay, just it is a learnable skill. If you learn 2 or 3 days means, okay, you will acquire this skill. Okay, how to prepare videos. Next, third one, videos చేయలేకపోవటానికి కారణం ఏంటంటే, నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్ రీజన్ బద్ధకం. నాకెందుకులే, ఏదో ఒకటి చూద్దాం, ఈరోజు గడిస్తే చాలు, జస్ట్ లేజినెస్. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ ఓవర్కమ్ దీస్ 3 problems, you can easily make videos. Okay, if you prepare videos of a 5 minutes duration or any topic, if you forward those videos to your HOD means we will arrange that video can be played during the lectures at the time of online classes. Okay, I am expecting at least some of you may prepare videos concerned your subjects or anything, any others or any innovative things, and send to your HOD. Not only HOD, in post in your YouTube channel, give that link to HOD. HOD will take live stream to all other students of our college or your branch basing on the type of your video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Snell's law. In last class I already discussed that what is reflection and what is refraction. Reflection means the light ray completely return back to the same medium. For example, here the figure B is there. when the light ray is passed through the medium N1, when it is strikes at the another medium N2, it is completely reflect back to the same medium. This is called as reflection. And what is refraction? Refraction means when incident ray bends at the another medium. Why? Because here we are having two mediums. One is glass medium and another one is air medium. Refractive index for every medium is different. So the refractive index for air is different, and also glass fiber is also different. So when the light ray travels speed with some constant speed in higher refractive index N1, when the light ray reaches the another lower refractive index, that is air, it will bend and then travel. This is called as refraction. So today we are going to discuss Snell's law. Snell's law means a ray of light travels slowly in an optically dense medium, then in one that is less dense. That means, so here glass and air is the example. One is the higher dense medium and another one is the lower dense medium. When a ray incident on the interface between the two dielectrics, difference refractive indexes, glass air refraction occurs. So that is explained in this figure here. When the ray is incident on the interface between two dielectrics of different indices, diffraction occurs. And also it may be observed that the ray approaching the interface propagating in a dielectric refractive index n is an angle phi to the normal to the surface of the interface. And next one. If the dielectric on other side of the interface has a refractive index n which is less than n, n is the refractive index of the medium. And N1 and N2 is the two different refractive indexes of the mediums. The angle of incident and refraction are related to each other and to the refractive indices of dielectrics by Snell's law of reflection, which states that N1 sin phi is equal to N2 sin phi 2. This can be written as sin phi 1 by phi 2 is equal to N2 by N1. This is about Snell's law. Snell's law means you must need to know that what is reflection and what is refraction. And also, here sin phi c is equal to N2 by N1. And an angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. Phi c means critical angle. So, what is critical angle here? Critical angle means when the angle of incidence phi 1 is progressively increased, then there is a passive increase of phi 2. The condition phi 1, the refractive angle phi 2 becomes 90 to the normal. That means this is called as critical angle. When the light ray enters with an angle phi c, that is called as critical angle. So the light ray completely bends and travels 90 degrees to the 90 degrees parallel to the dielectric. So here the red line indicated that it is parallel to the dielectric line. This is called as critical angle. After that, if the angle will be changed after critical angle, if the angle will be changed, then the light ray comes back to the same medium, the glass medium. Again, it is reflected to the glass medium. So this is the maximum incident angle that can be light ray travels parallel to the dielectric. It is 90 to the dielectric. That is called as phi c. If critical angle more than critical angle, then it will reflect back to the same medium. So that is called as total internal reflection. It is important to know about the property because reflection is also possible even if the surfaces are not reflective. The angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle for a given setting. The resulting type of reflection is called as total internal reflection. That means when the critical angle increases from phi c and it reflected back to the same medium, that is called as total internal reflection. And here the critical angle may be defined as minimum angle of incidence by 1 at which the right ray strikes the interface between the two mediums. The angle of reflection phi 2 is equal to 90. When the angle of refraction is 90 degree to the normal of the refracted ray is parallel to the interface between the two medium. Hence, the critical angle phi 1 is equal to phi c and phi 2 is equal to 90. Using Snell's law, n1 sin phi 1 is equal to n2 sin phi 2. So, critical angle and sin phi c is equal to n2 by n1 into sin 90. This is called as critical angle. And here we are observing that this is the maximum angle. This is the critical angle phi c. The light ray enters into the optical fiber core at an angle of theta a. The refractive index of core is n1 and the refractive index of cladding is n2. It is incident at an angle of phi a, then it travels in the optical core. Next, in optics, numerical aperture of an optional system is a dimensional number. The characterizes of the range of angles where the system can accept or emit light by incorporating index of refraction and its definition. The exact definition of the term varies slightly between the different areas of optics. Numerical aperture is commonly used in microscopy to describe acceptance cone of the objective, and hence its light gathering ability, and fiber optics, in which it describes the range and angles of the incident fiber travel to the long. So here numerical aperture is characterized by any optical system. For example, a photo detector of a fiber lenses extra are all optical system. Numerical aperture is ability of an optical system to collect all light incident on the one area. So this is the numerical aperture. Numerical aperture means ability of an optical system to collect all the light incident on the one area. That is called as numerical aperture. So this is the numerical aperture. So here when the light ray travels from the, so this is your optical fiber cable, and the inner side of this is core and outer is cladding. So here the light path indicated with a red lines, zigzag path, and this is the cone of acceptance angle, cone angle. Light outside the acceptance cone can be coupled more into the fiber. So here this is the blue line. It indicates the cone of acceptance. As you can see, it is dependent on the acceptance angle of the optical fiber. The light wave within the acceptance core can be collected a small area, which can be into the optical fiber. So here the angle 2 theta is the acceptance angle, and 2 is the cladding, and then 1 is the core refractive index, and 2 is the cladding refractive index. The cone of acceptance angle is 2 theta. If any light ray into this cone can directly travels into the core. If any light ray can come outside of this cone acceptance angle, the light ray cannot travel into the fiber exactly. So here the numerical aperture can be written as n square core minus n side cladding. It is equal to sin theta. Numerical aperture is the measure of maximum angle which the light rays will enter and can be down to the fiber. This is represented by the equation numerical aperture is equal to square root of n square core minus n square cladding. That is equal to sin theta. This is about numerical aperture. And next, skew rays. In a multimode optical fiber, a bound ray that travels in the helical path along the fiber and it is not parallel to the axis and does not lie in the meridional plane and does not intersect the fiber axis, known as skew rays. So, what is skew rays means? In a multimode fiber, in the last class I already discussed about multimode fiber. It is having number of light rays traveling into the waveguide. Traveling into the waveguide with total internal reflection. So, in multimode fiber, a bounded ray means it does not come outside of the cladding. A bounded ray that travels in a helical path along the fiber and it is not parallel to the fiber axis and does not lie on the meridional plane and does not intersect the fiber axis, known as skew rays. So this is a skew ray. The skew rays which are passed through the core with a different manner. So that means already we are discussing that we are see that in previous classes the light ray travel in the optical fiber core with zigzag path, but here the skew rays are traveling with some other format. So here the skew rays are travel through optical fiber without crossing through its axis. Skew rays are the rays travels through an optical fiber without passing through the axis. Here we are observing that through uh, the dotted line. Here the dotted line indicates the core axis. The skew rays cannot travel down to the axis, as possible path of propagation of skew rays is provides angle view and provides front view, and this is the front view and the figure B is the front view and figure A provides the angle view. And then the skew rays, those are the rays which follow helical path, but they are not confined to a single plane. As well as uh, in the ray history, the skew rays are not confined to a particular plane and cannot be tracked easily. Analyzing more, so analyzing the meridional rays sufficient for the purpose of result rather than the skew rays, because the rays are lead to the greater power loss. And then skew rays are without passing through the center of the axis of the fiber, the acceptance angle for the skew rays larger than the acceptance angle for the meridian rays. So here these are some important properties of the skew rays. First one is skew rays are the rays that travels through the optic fiber without passing through its axis. We are already discussing that here there is a core axis and does not allow to the core axis. So here skew rays are the rays that travel through the optic fiber without passing through its axis. And second important property is a possible path of propagation of skew rays is provides an angle view and also provides a format view. So these are the angle views and format views. So another third one is skew rays are those rays which follow helical path. We already observed in last slide. This is a helical path. The light ray traveling from entering at the core N1, where N1 is the refractive index of the core, and N2 is the excuse me, N1 is the refractive index of the core, and N2 is the refractive index of the cladding. In last class, I already discussed about core and cladding. And the skew rays are traveling through a optical fiber with zigzag manner, and also that are called as um, skew rays, helical path that follows the helical path. The skew rays propagate without passing through a center of the axis of the fiber. The acceptance angle of skew rays is larger than the cone of acceptance angle of the meridional rays. And also, skew rays are often used in the calculation of light acceptance in the optical fiber. The additional skew rays increases the amount of light capacity of the fiber. In large number of aperture fibers, the increase may be efficient, may be significant. And next important point regarding to the skew rays is the addition of skew rays also increases to the amount of loss in the fiber. Skew rays tends to propagate near the edge of the core and here and does not allow to the core axis. And also here we are observed in skew rays leaky rays are predicted to be totally reflected at core cladding boundary, however, are partially reflected because of the code necessary fiber of the boundary. And also skew rays are propagate without passing through the center of the axis of the fiber. The skew rays are larger acceptance angle of the meridional rays. So these are the some properties about skew rays. Again, we are discussing what is going on today, what we are discussing today. So today we are discussing about Snell's law. Before Snell's law, we need to know that what is reflection and what is refraction. After that, we are seeing that what is critical angle phi c. So reflection means when light ray traveling from one medium to another medium. So both the refractive indexes of the both the mediums are different. So the light ray will completely back to the same medium. That is called as refraction. When the refractive index of the two mediums are different, for example, N1 and N2 is the core and cladding refractive indices. When the rays incident on the surface between two dielectrics, different refractive indices, example glass and air refractive occurs. So mainly Snell's law states that N1 sin theta 1 Snell's law states that N1 sin phi 1 is equal to N2 sin phi 2 or N sin phi 1 by sin phi 2 is equal to phi 2. So and phi c is the critical angle. Critical angle means after critical angle, the ray is completely back to the same medium. So this is the critical angle when light ray travels with some maximum angle phi c. At that maximum angle, the light ray which is parallel to the normal, which is parallel to the axis of the plane, that is called as critical angle. After that phi c, any angle, the light ray is completely back to the earth. So this is a numerical aperture. So here observing that red light indicates that core, and by outer side of the core is fiber axis, acceptance cone, acceptance cone, and also we observing here that there is a cladding. This is of acceptance. Here the cone of acceptance is 2 theta. After 2 theta, any light ray comes to the after 2 theta, any light ray come into the core. It does not travel directly into the fiber. So this is the Snell's law, critical angle, and also cone of acceptance angle, and also skew rays. Thank you. Tomorrow we will discuss some other topics. Thank you.